All right now. Hey, what's up, good people? I'm QC. Welcome to another Talkin and Grubbin live stream. I'm continuing my 2019 NFL season preview by breaking down each division. I see one person's already in here, Intelligent Psycho. What's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for joining me. And let's get started on what I call the least interesting conference in football. Well, it's the least interesting division in football. I agree with you, Intelligent Psycho. And yeah, I saw your comment on my Draymond Green video. Thanks. I definitely appreciate it. Let me just share with everybody that I'm live right now on this live stream. Gonna get to breaking down the AFC East tonight. Y'all joining me. How was your day? How's everything? How's everybody been? I'm doing good. My day was good. Also, if you join me for the first time, welcome. Don't make this your last. Subscribe to the channel. When you do, click on the bell icon so that way you don't miss any new videos or any future live streams from me. Also, if you want, you can donate to my channel via PayPal or Cash App. Whatever you can give, I will greatly appreciate it. You know, any donation you give will help me keep this channel going so I can continue to create more quality content for y'all. I enjoy doing this channel. I love creating content for y'all. Also, I want to do things outside of the studio by going to other sporting events, visiting other stadiums and arenas. Plus, I want to showcase restaurants in the Cleveland area as well as outside the Cleveland area. Your donation would definitely help out towards that. You know, if you haven't checked out my Taste of Chicago video, my Your Pit barbecue videos, check those out now. Just let everybody know I'm live right now. It's my Cash App cash tag. Now I'm about to post my PayPal link. All right, let's get into it. Tonight, decided to go a little more healthier, so I'm going to grow on a couple of these Yoplait yogurt, two of my favorites, strawberry and strawberry banana. I'm about to crack open one right now. Getting this strawberry banana. Making sure I got all mine together. All right. Strawberry banana's on point. Now, everybody clowns the AFC East for being the weakest conference in the, well, not conference, excuse me, division in the NFL. Okay, Intelligent Cycle, you said, do I think he'll play until 42 and make another Super Bowl run? Not really. Not really. I mean, if you look at the Super Bowl last year, Tom Brady looked pretty old in that Super Bowl. And he was horrible. The deepest won that Super Bowl, not Brady. And if the Rams could have took advantage of, of Brady's struggles, if they could have put up some points, they would have won the Super Bowl. But yeah, Tom Brady, he's definitely on the decline in his career. He's slowly starting to descend down. So no, I don't see another Super Bowl run in Brady. Definitely don't see another Super Bowl run in him. And Skip Bayless was talking at BS, talking about how players like Zeke and LeBron should take pay cuts for the betterment of the team. Skip needs to shut. If Skip feels that way, then why didn't he take a pay cut from ESPN? When Fox Sports 1 offered him a new contract, man, he ran out the door from Connecticut all the way to LA. So Skip needs to stop being so damn hypocritical. But anyways, let me get into my AFC East breakdown, and I'm starting with the defending AFC champions, as well as defending Super Bowl champs, the New England Patriots. Now, as you all know, last season, they won their 6th Super Bowl within 19 years after defeating the LA Rams 13-3 in Super Bowl 53, which we all know was the most boring Super Bowl that we've all seen in a long time. Like I just mentioned, Tom Brady was not on point in that Super Bowl. He only averaged 100 passing yards. Julian Edelman was named Super Bowl MVP. Plus, the defense did a hell of a job, especially Stephon Gilmore and Ron Hightower. In my opinion, either one of them should have been Super Bowl MVP, or they both should have been co-Super Bowl MVPs, because they really put their step on that game, man. They got all over Jared Goff's face. They limited Ty Gurley, the secondary, which was led by Gilmore, limited receivers such as Robert Woods. So that defense was the true Super Bowl MVPs. But now, the Patriots, they've suffered some losses. Their star tight end, Rob Gronkowski, decided to hang it up, calling it a career after winning his 3rd Super Bowl. So that's a big loss for them. Excuse me. Now, they also lost Trey Flowers in free agency. About to grub on another strawberry banana. But they also definitely made some transactions. Tight end Benjamin Watson, who once played for the Patriots back in their heyday when they won their first 3 Super Bowls, he decided to come out of retirement and sign with the team. Which I was very surprised because I thought he definitely would stay retired. Also, excuse me. Also, they acquired Dontrell Iman, who played for the Indianapolis Colts last year. I'm looking at the depth chart, but their depth chart on ourlast.com. I don't have the paper with me. Just making sure I got these correct. But the Patriots, they do a good job of, plugging players once they lose them. Because gotta give Belichick his props for running a great system, and also gotta give that front office props for finding the players to fit his system over these last 19 years. Now, one of my questions is, can the owner Robert Kraft stay out of those Asian massage parties? Well, I discussed that in another video. Y'all can go check that out, as I gave my take on that when that first happened a few months ago. But, Intelligent Cycle brought up a good point. The main question is going to be with the Patriots, in order for them to go back to back and win their 7th Super Bowl, is Tom Brady. Now, as y'all all know, Tom Brady, a couple of days ago, just got a 2-year contract extension. Instead of his salary went from 15 to 23 million for 2 years. And the question is can Tom Brady's body sustain another season of wear and tear? As teams are really going to be gunning for him now more than ever. Now that he's getting up there in age, can his body take another season? And will he be healthy enough to go on another Super Bowl run? As I said before I started my preview, that Tom Brady was definitely showing signs of his age in last year's Super Bowl, as he did not have a good game throwing, and I think his, completing the percent of his passes were pretty low, if I'm not mistaken. I had to check that out. So, say, if any of you Patriots fans watch this video, I'm not jinxing or wishing any bad luck on Brady, but say if Brady goes down for a few games in the regular season, can Brian Hoyer, who's been a career backup, can he step in and win a few games while Tom Brady is out? Brian Hoyer, he played for the Patriots before. He also played for the Browns as well as the Chicago Bears. So the question would be, if he were to go down, can Brian Hoyer step in and be the man? Or, excuse me, can Danny Allen be the man? Edeling, excuse me. Can he step up and be the man? Also, got a question at tight end. You know, who's going to fill the hole that was left by Gronkowski? He was one of the best tight ends in the NFL, one of the best tight ends we've seen in a long time. That man was a beast. Can, Ben Watson come out of retirement and, be pretty solid? Or can Matt LaCouse, hope I said his name right, can fill the void? Or Lance Kendricks? In my opinion, as far as the tight end, it's going to be tight end by committee, just like it is with running back by committee. Now, last year, especially in the playoffs, Sony Michel, man, he had a hell of a playoff, especially that AFC Championship game against the Kansas City Chiefs. That man balled out, as well as Rex Burkhead. As a matter of fact, Burkhead scored the game-winning touchdown in overtime to advance the Patriots to the Super Bowl. Excuse me. And also, they got Julian Edelman. As I mentioned, he was a Super Bowl MVP. One of the best wide receivers in the game. Matter of fact, I think he's underrated. I don't think he gets his just due. Phil Dorsett is also a pretty solid receiver. They added Demaryius Thomas in the offseason, but unfortunately, he's on the PUP list. But if he were to get healthy this season, he could definitely help out. But New England definitely has that defense intact with players like defensive tackle Lawrence Guy. I think he's underrated. They added Michael Bennett from the Philadelphia Eagles in a trade this offseason. That's definitely going to bolster their front seven. Also, his brother Martellus Bennett played for the Patriots and won a Super Bowl a few years ago. Got the McCourty twins, as well as Stephon Gilmore and Dante Hightower. So that defense is definitely going to be on point. And I definitely expect the Patriots to win the AFC East once again. And definitely be a hell of a contender in the AFC. Now, where do they go in the playoffs? Who knows? Will they repeat? Will New England go back to back? Or will they fall out in the, say in the AFC Championship game? Only time will tell. About to get another one of these yogurts. Strawberry this time. Now, switching over to the New York Jets. Now, as you all know, Sam Darnold was drafted third last year after Baker Mayfield and Saquon Barkley. Now, Sam Darnold, some Browns fans wanted him to be drafted, with that first round pick last year. But I really wasn't feeling him for some reason. I mean, okay, he had a solid rookie year last year. He finished with over 2,000 yards, but he had 17 touchdowns and 15 interceptions with a 77.6 QB rating, which is pretty good. But looking at his highlights from USC, he threw too many doggone interceptions. That's the main reason why I did not want the Browns to draft him. I'm glad they drafted Mayfield. But the Jets, another thing, they fired their head coach, Todd Bowles, and they hired Adam Gates, who had just gotten fired from the Miami Dolphins. Then they turn around and fire their GM Mike Tenenbaum and give Gates control over the roster. Now, that's a bad damn move by ownership. Matter of fact, that's one of the dumbest moves in sports. How did Gates convince the owner to, let him have say over the final roster? That's what I like to know. Does he have the owner? Did he has pictures of the owner in some uncompromising position? Does he have the owner bribing somebody? I want to know. Because a lot of owners in the NFL would not let Adam Gates have final say over the roster. Especially after that crap job he did in Miami. But before Tenenbaum was fired, he definitely upgraded the roster in the offseason. He went big in free agency. First, he got Le'Veon Bell, one of the best running backs in the NFL from the Pittsburgh Steelers, after Le'Veon Bell was let go. Also, they went and got offensive lineman Ron Compton. Another big move that the Jets made was getting C.J. Mosley, signed him to a big deal in free agency from the Baltimore Ravens. They also got Avery Williamson, from the Tennessee Titans, as well as outside linebacker Brandon Copeland from the Detroit Lions. So I gotta admit, the Jets shored up their defense a little bit this year, and trying to, finally be a competitor in the AFC East. But my question is, Adam Gates. Well, one of my questions is Adam Gates. These were Mike Tenenbaum's players. So, will Adam Gates keep these players and will he let these players go after this season and try to bring in his own players? Also, another question I have is Sam Darnold. Can he take that next step to mature and become a better QB this season? Because a lot of people thought that going into the draft last year that he was the best quarterback in the draft. Excuse me. Not Josh Allen, not Josh Rowland, and not Baker Mayfield. A lot of draft gurus and analysts felt that Sam Darnold was the best QB in the draft. I disagree. But, can he take that next step forward? Can he keep his interceptions down? Also, can he, read defenses better? What does he do when he gets, now they're going to bring the heat to him, especially, now more than ever since his second year. Plus, I want to see, can he just improve? Can he get more passing yards? I know, when I was watching the Browns and Jets game last year where the Browns broke that winless streak, I noticed, especially late in the game when they got down, he stares off at his receivers a lot. That's another thing I noticed when I watched that game and other Jets games. So I hope Sam Darnold definitely works on not staring down his receivers. And another question I got is their offensive line. Can they protect Darnold? Looking at this offensive line with cats like Calvin Belcher, Jonathan Harrison, Brian Winters, Brandon Shell. I wonder, can these guys protect Darnold? Can they give him time in the pocket to throw, get, to see open receivers down the field? Can they hold off, opposing defenses? Can they, really be at that wall to wall off that front seven so they don't get to Darnold, so they can, sack him or make him fumble the ball? Excuse me. I see a couple of y'all watching this live stream. Come on, leave your comments in the chat. Who do you think is going to win the AFC East? I know. Well, most of y'all might say Patriots, but do you think teams like the Jets, Bills, and Dolphins will they improve this season, or do you think they'll be about the same as they've been in years past? But yeah, anyways, my bigger question is the offensive line. Can they protect Darnold? Can they give him time in the pocket to throw? Find open receivers and wall off all the opponents that they're going to face this year. Excuse me. Or will that offensive line wall break and will defenses get to him and sack him or strip the ball out of his hands to make him fumble or force him into throwing picks? So I definitely want to see how Sam Darnold improves in year 2. Now, on to my next team is the Miami Dolphins. Now, in the offseason, the Dolphins fired Adam Gates after a few years and hired Brian Flores, the New England Patriots defensive coordinator, which he did a hell of a job, by the way. I think, during his time in New England, he was one of the most underrated defensive coordinators in the NFL. Excuse me. I don't think he got his props for the job he did with that defense. So instead of being on the sidelines with Bill Belichick for 16 games a year plus the playoffs, now he's on the other sideline going against Belichick twice a year. So I'm definitely interested to see how Intelligence Cycle, you're still trying to wonder why Adam Gates got fired? Man, Adam Gates sucked as a coach. You should be asking, how the hell did he get another job? And not only how he got another job, how did he get, convince ownership to let him have final say over the roster? Adam Gates was horrible as a coach, man. I mean, yeah, he was a pretty good offensive coordinator, but he sucks as a head coach. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Now, back to the Dolphins. Now, in the offseason, they traded for Josh Rosen from the Arizona Cardinals. Also, they signed Ryan Fitzpatrick in free agency. Now, as y'all all know, Fitzpatrick, he started off pretty good the first few games, but then he just went downhill downhill after the third, fourth game and never recovered in Tampa Bay. Yeah, of course, Intelligence Cycle. It ain't no surprise that the Patriots gonna win the East again, AFC East again. Unfortunately, like you said. But I just hope these other teams in the AFC East at least try their best to be competitive. I get tired of just looking at the same team dominate one division. A lot of people say that LeBron benefited off of playing in the weak Eastern Conference. Well, Tom Brady has benefited off of playing in a weak AFC East for his whole career, as well as the Tuck rule. But also, they acquired tight end Clive Walford from the Jets in the offseason. The Dolphins also re-signed their wide receiver Devontae Parker, and they acquired Allen Hurns after he got cut by the Dolphins. And they acquired cornerback Eric Rowe from the Patriots. Now, the Dolphins, they're kind of like, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde to me. Some games they ball out of control. Other games they just had some blunders. Like Last year against the Patriots in that late season game, man, they played one hell of a game, especially to win it in the final seconds, going the distance for the touchdown. But then that next game, they just look like trash, Excuse me. So that's my question. Can they be consistent? Also, question for these two. I've heard some talk from Brian Flores. He's trying to keep the best poker face that he can. He's saying that Fitzpatrick is being the man in camp right now. But deep down inside, he knows neither one of them, can be the quarterback long term for the Dolphins. They can't be the long term answer. So I think, no matter where they draft next year, I think the Dolphins will be looking for a quarterback. That's just my opinion. Plus, I got questions about, their offensive line. No matter who's the quarterback, who's going to protect Fitzpatrick or Josh Rosen? Can they give them time in the pocket to throw, to find open receivers? Give running backs, enough holes to run for long yards. Also the defense. Now, I do like the defense. They got a nice core. They got, cool linebacker in Raekwon McMullen. Also, a nice strong safety in Minkah Fitzpatrick. Making sure I'm, getting these players right. Excuse me. But I do have concerns about their linebacking core. I definitely got concerns about their linebacking core. Can they stop the run? Can they get pressure on a Tom Brady or a Sam Darnold or even Baker Mayfield, because they are playing the Cleveland Browns this year in Cleveland? Will that linebacking core just fall apart? And also Brian Flores, what is he going to learn in his first year as a head coach? How well will he do? What mistakes? I'm definitely pulling for Brian Flores to succeed as a head coach because, like I said, I liked him as the defensive coordinator of the New England Patriots. I don't think he got his just due, especially in that Super Bowl last year. He came up with one hell of a game plan to shut down that high-powered LA Rams offense, especially, all the pressure that defense got on Jared Goff. He and Bill Belichick came up with a hell of a game plan that Super Bowl. So I definitely want him to succeed. Now, I think maybe if things go right, I think the Dolphins can definitely finish at 500 and be 8-8. But I definitely don't see playoffs with them. Definitely don't see playoffs with them. Man, this yogurt is good. Okay, now on to the next team in the AFC East is the Buffalo Bills. Now, as you all know, last year, the Bills, they moved up and drafted quarterback Josh Allen. Now, Josh Allen, he had a solid rookie year. Excuse me. Nothing spectacular, but it was pretty solid. Over 2,000 yards. He threw for 10 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Now that's a big problem. Those interceptions. So definitely that's my question. That's definitely my main question about Bills this season. How will Josh Allen do in his second year? Will he, can he improve his mechanics? Can he, find what, is the coaching staff work with him so he can keep his interceptions down? Also, can, Josh Allen be more smarter with the football? Instead of just, just staring down his receivers or just throwing it all up willy-nilly so so the defense can play hot potato and just bounce it off and just catch it for a pick or force a fumble. Now, they made some nice moves in the offseason. They signed offensive lineman Jake Fisher. They acquired cornerback EJ Gaines. Also signed offensive lineman as defensive tackle Jordan Billups. Now, the Bills, they have a nice secondary that's anchored by the cornerback Tre'Davious White. They got a solid, strong safety core in Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde. Also, they got a nice linebacker core in that's anchored by Lorenzo Alexander, as well as Tremont Edmonds. But my question is for Goff and that offense and the offensive line. Can that offensive line protect him? Can they definitely wall off opposing front sevens so he can have enough time to be open in the pocket, as well as get the running backs open to go on long runs? And can they keep it, can they hold him off long enough so he can find open receivers and just keep the offense going within rhythm? And can Josh Allen throw the ball within the rhythm of the offense to get wide open receivers? That's the main thing I want to see from the Bills. How Sean McDermott is going to, coach this team. How's he going to, how he and his coaching staff, will find a way to not, have Josh Allen be more disciplined with the football so he won't have those same interception numbers after the 2019 season. Now, the Bills, I'll admit, they are a scrappy team. They don't back down from people. But I just don't see them doing too much in 2019. I really don't. I think they're definitely going to give some teams some trouble in a run for their money, but I definitely don't see the Bills being a playoff team. Now, here's my predictions for the AFC East. I got the New England Patriots winning the AFC East again, fortunately by a landslide. I have the Jets finishing second, the Dolphins finishing third, and the Bills finishing last in the division. Well, anyways, that's my breakdown of the AFC East. Man, I can't believe this went by quick. I would have done them yesterday, but I had other things to do. Also, come back tomorrow. I'm going to break down the NFC East. Wednesday night, I'm breaking down the AFC West. And Thursday night, I'm going to wrap it up by breaking down the NFC West. And all live streams will be on at 8:30. If this is your first time watching this live stream, don't make it your last. Subscribe to the channel. When you do, click on the bell icon so that way you won't miss any new videos or upcoming live streams from me. Also, you can if you want, you can donate to this channel via PayPal or Cash App. I left both my Cash App tag and my PayPal link in the chat box. You know, any donation I would greatly appreciate, you know, to help me keep this channel going so I can produce more quality content for you guys. Plus, I want to do more things with this channel, like go on the road a little bit more to other arenas, stadiums to cover other games, also showcase other restaurants around the country. So who knows? I might be in your city one day. But I got to get out of here, y'all. Thanks for joining me. You know, thanks for commenting in the chat. And whatever you think about this live stream, or what do you think about the AFC East, leave it in the comment section below. Till next time, well, until tomorrow, actually, y'all have a good one. Love y'all to life. QC out, and enjoy the rest of your night or day if you're on the other side of the world.